This is Simon Owen, monitoring live from London.
Dave, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei delivering a rare Friday sermon in Tehran, his first in 8 years, and striking a defiant tone. He says American clowns are pretending to support the Iranian people, but really waiting to push a poisonous dagger into their backs. He calls the United States killing of top Iranian General Qasem Soleimani cowardly and says the, quote, real punishment will be in forcing the U.S. to withdraw from the Middle East. Dave?
Simon, more than a week after Iran launched missiles in retaliation targeting a base housing U.S. troops, we found out 11 Americans were flown out of Iraq with possible concussions.
And we're told those service members are still being looked over. A spokesman for U.S. Central Command said, as a standard procedure, all personnel in the vicinity of a blast are screened for traumatic brain injury and, if deemed appropriate, are transported to a higher level of care.
Fox's Aisha Hasni. The Senate is now the jury sworn in by the Chief Justice for President Trump's impeachment trial that'll start Tuesday.
The solemnity, the gravity of the moment in our history hits you square in the back when you take that oath.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer has been demanding new witnesses at trial, and Democrats are seizing on a report from the Government Accountability Office alleging the Trump administration broke the law, initially withholding military aid to Ukraine, which they say the president tied to his demand for an investigation into the Bidens. The White House calls that GAO opinion an overreach. And also, there's video from an indicted Giuliani associate Lev Parnas, who's speaking with the president at Mar-a-Lago in December of 2016. President Trump says he doesn't know Parnas, but they had pictures taken. And the president calls impeachment a hoax and a disgrace. America's listening to Fox News.
Skies are clear. We have 14 degrees. 5:02 on AM 560, The Answer, and good morning. I'm Mike Scott. A man is dead, a woman wounded following a shooting overnight in Chicago's Little Village neighborhood. Police say the pair was walking last night in the 3200 block of West 24th when masked males shot them. The man has died at a local hospital while the woman is in stable condition. The gunman ran off, and Chicago police say remains on the loose. A winter storm could hit the Chicago area tonight. National Weather Service says mixed precipitation is expected across the region. 1 inch or more in the city, 2 to 5 inches in the suburbs, around 6 inches in the far northwest and in parts of the southwest suburbs. A winter weather advisory will be in effect throughout Chicagoland tonight through tomorrow morning. 3 boys and 2 men are in stable condition after another Chicago mass shooting. This one inside a barbershop on the west side. Police say 2 gunmen walked into the Gotcha Faded barbershop last night in the 200 block of North Pulaski Road. They looked around and walked out. Then they fired shots into the shop from the outside. Deputy Police Chief Ernest Cato says this type of targeted violence needs to stop.
We have to do something about this violence. And this is going to be a cooperation with the community and organizations. This will not be tolerated anymore.
An 11-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 16-year-old and 2 men suffered gunshot wounds taken to the hospital. Authorities are still searching for that set of gunmen. An investigation continues this morning after a pickup truck crashed into a Starbucks coffee shop in McHenry, leaving 5 hurt. Police say the truck slammed into the building yesterday in the 4300 block of West Elm. The collision caused severe damage to the building. 3 were taken to the hospital in fair condition, a 4th in critical condition. A 5th victim was treated and released at the scene. 5:04 on AM 560 as the Illinois Senate prepares to choose a new chamber president. 2 leading candidates are stepping up. Kimberly Lightford of Maywood and Don Harmon, an assistant majority leader from Oak Park. Senate President John Cullerton, feeling the pressure of multiple federal investigations, announced his impending retirement at the end of the fall veto session back on November 14. Illinois House Republicans are proposing major changes to the state's gun ownership laws. One measure filed for the upcoming session would eliminate the FOID card entirely. A ruling is also pending from the Illinois Supreme Court on the constitutionality of the FOID card. Another proposal would waive the $150 fee for veterans registering for concealed carry licenses. Cook County will be imposing a 3% tax on recreational marijuana sales beginning this summer. The county board will approve that new tax yesterday without any discussion or any debate. Tax on marijuana and related products will take effect July 1st. It's expected to make Cook County's pot sales among the highest taxed in the country. A Chicago man found guilty of first-degree murder in the 2012 death of a 7-year-old girl is receiving 60 years in prison. 33-year-old Jarrell Dorsey heard that sentence yesterday from a Cook County judge. He was convicted in April, fatally shooting Heaven Sutton. He was one of 2 gunmen who opened fire on a rival gang on a West Side street and then struck the girl near a homemade stand where she was selling candy. The University of Memphis is getting an historic Martin Luther King speech. The speech Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. made in Chicago in 1965 has been given to the school after U of M's supporter Avron Fogelman loaned it to the school for the 50th anniversary of Dr. King's assassination. King concluded the 20-page speech with the iconic phrase heard first in Chicago, "We shall overcome." He used that same phrase in a speech in Memphis, March 31st, 1968, just days before being killed at the Lorraine Motel. Bulls visit the Sixers later tonight. Blackhawks visit the Maple Leafs tomorrow night. College hoops last night. Loyola knocked off Southern Illinois, while Illinois State fell to Drake. The news service of Upwork. Upwork has the largest network of independent professionals like developers, designers, and data scientists, you name it. And they're proven, rated, and reviewed. So when you need in-demand talent on demand, Upwork is how. 5:07. A check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager is impressed with the president's record.
The list is extraordinary. Judges, Supreme Court justices, domestically, internationally, the economy, the unemployment rate. It's quite remarkable when you think about it. No one predicted this. I sit in awe of what he has accomplished.
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 4343 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 4343. Enjoy.
This is Albert Mohler for townhall.com. Roger Scruton, the British conservative who is one of the most important conservative intellects of our day, has died after a battle with cancer at the age of 75. Scruton helped to shape the conservative movement not only in the United States, but even more importantly, in Great Britain. He became a conservative when he was a student in France, much like that classic conservative Edmund Burke who was looking at the French during the French Revolution. Scruton saw an entire civilization being torn apart. He didn't mean to become a conservative, but he eventually became an intellectual at large, writing 50-plus books, lecturing and teaching in many different universities on both sides of the Atlantic. He was attacked bitterly, but he was also recognized, having been knighted by Queen Elizabeth II in 2016. Sir Roger Scruton will be gratefully remembered. Scruton taught us, in the title of one of his most important books, How to Be a Conservative. I'm Albert Mohler.
Sponsored by Alliance Defending Freedom.
At Westin, their range of wellness offerings like the new Eat Well menu, on-demand workout gear, and signature heavenly bed have all been curated with one thing in mind, you. Explore at Westin.com. Member of Marriott Bonvoy.
5:10, a check on the roads in the AM 560 Traffic Center with Jim Talamonte.
Good Friday morning. CTAL trains in the loop have some residual delays. There was an earlier issue near Clark and Lake. Service is pretty much back on schedule. Road conditions look good for now. Friday morning looks pretty clear. The Edens is fine. Kennedy looking good. Some inbound road work is wrapping up between Cumberland and Austin out of the two left lanes. The outbound side, the exit to northbound Cumberland is set to reopen. The Eisenhower looks good. The ramp to the outbound Kennedy is closed during the early morning hours. It's now reopening. Stevenson is fine, so is the Riot. No delays to report just yet on I-57. There is some outbound work from Calsag Channel to Sibley. Bishop Ford fine, tollways as well. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer starts next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center and our meteorologist, Steve Williams.
Winter weather advisory in effect tonight. Clouds and breezy this afternoon. Little snow late. Look for a high of 30. 1 to 3 inches on the way tonight. Changing over to some ice. Low 28. Cloudy and windy. Rain tomorrow morning. Flurries by afternoon. The high at 38. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
14 at O'Hare, 22 Lakefront, 19 Midway. It's 12 this morning in Aurora. Your next news update is at 5:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy starts next on AM 560, The Answer.
Names matter. Your name, the name you've made for yourself, and the name of the company you represent. Because of you, their names people